Hey guys, let's talk about the FOSI ZD3, and it's the pre-sale actually. It's gonna come live on the 19th where you can order this, and you actually get a really good deal here. And just to cover some of the stuff you get on that one, it's 20% off on the pre-sale. You get 45 ADD op amps you can swap in. You get a fridge magnet. You get an additional knob because there's one that has the branding for their anniversary, and then there's one that's just the plain copper knob. Then you also get the Vol 20, which is a wireless volume knob, and it's actually kind of cool. I wasn't sure what I was expecting to get on that one, but I took it out of the box and was playing with it. I'll show you guys that one in a little bit, but it's kind of a fun little extra that you can use on this or various other systems. Now let's take a closer look at the ZD3 itself, and I'll show you guys some of the really cool features on this one and some of the things that I think FOSI did right here. And you know, FOSI's been doing quite a few things that are right. You can stack this one up with some of their other products, and you can make some really kind of cool budget stacks with these. And they're starting to get a lot better and better. They're one of these companies that I feel like they're definitely moving in the right direction. They're taking the ideas, and it seems like we're advancing product by product. Sometimes it feels like it takes a long time, but that's sort of how this goes. We're playing around with, you know, budget audio, and anytime that we can see these incremental gains like this, it's pretty good for all of us. Okay guys, we're going mobile here. Let's take a look. First of all, I have this hooked up to the Wii Ultra. I have that connection over USB. And if you look here at this really nice OLED screen, it's a 1.5 inch screen. And what's really nice about it is you can see this volume from a really long ways away. It's super clear. And even better, you can disable it if you want to. And here's that volume knob I was talking about. This is the one with their branding on it for this anniversary. And it does come with one without that, so it's the same knob, just without this little extra here, if you want to go for a little bit of a cleaner look. That's all there really is to cover on the front, other than just some of the general usability. You can see the sample rate in the top left there. And then cycling inputs, it's a little bit trickier, but you get the hang of it pretty quick. You just push the button right here in the corner like that, and you can see that it's cycling up in the top right. At this point, it'd be good to talk about all those digital input options that I was cycling through. We have coax in, we got HDMI, which that's a huge one. You can connect that right to your TV, and this is going to be able to be controlled by your TV remote over HDMI. So that's really good to see, and we'll test that out later, see how that works, make sure that it works with my TV, see if it does do the volume properly, as well as power on, power off using the TV remote. We have the USB in, which is what I was using just a moment ago, and we have the optical in. Then of course here is the Bluetooth antenna. As far as outputs go, on this one, which is great, we have the XLR, and then we also have the RCA. And the XLR is important, I feel like, because on some of the other FOSI audio releases lately, like the ZA3 for example, we'll turn this one around here, take a look. This also has XLR. So that's good to have on this. So it's nice that we can start bringing these together, because on some of the products there's a bit of disconnect where you say you get a preamp and it doesn't have the XLRs, but they're releasing amps that do, and it kind of feels a little bit disconnected. But FOSI's been doing a really good job of bringing in products that work well together. Another area that this works well together is this one has a trigger, which if you're going to sell anything that is labeled as a, well in this case it's a preamp DAC, you should really have a trigger, because preamps should have triggers. and it can go directly over to this ZA3 amp, which also has a trigger in right here. It's not such a big deal on the FOSI V3 monos, because these have the auto sensing, so you can just set these to auto, and they'll just turn on automatically and turn off after a set period of time of inactivity. I'm going to open up this ZD3 in a little bit, and we're actually going to swap out the op amps. They do include the op amps, like I said, with this pre-sale. If we take a look over here, we get these right here. So that shouldn't be too hard to swap out. Generally, it's about 6 screws, and you can have these in and out in about 5 minutes. What you also get with this one is a trigger cable. Here's that additional knob. Here's that remote. The size is good on this one. I like the remote. It has everything you generally need. You get your power, you can turn the display on and off, you get your volume, track selection, mode to cycle through the inputs. Then some interesting ones that I was looking at. We see we have a BT20A Max, We have the ZD3, which is this product, and then we also have a ZP3. So that might give us an idea on, possibly some future products that are on the way from FOSI so that you can use a single remote for all of these. I'm not quite sure yet on that one, but it's interesting nonetheless. You also do get a USB cable, but like I said, I'm using that USB to connect from the Weem Ultra over to the ZD3. Another trick that this one has that the others don't on these budget DAC preamps, you can disable the preamp section. There's actually a switch here at the bottom. If you take a look at the back here, there's a switch. It says either bypass or off. So if you have it in bypass mode, you're going to be using this just as a DAC, and it's just going to disable everything else. And if you have it in off mode, that means you can use this as both the preamp and the DAC. So then your volume knob is going to be in use, in other words. If you have that in bypass mode, the volume isn't going to do anything. You'll still get a display here, but it's just going to work as a DAC. It's going to send the signal through straight across. So what do you guys think about this DAC? I think it's pretty cool. We get a 9039 DAC chip. We get lots of features. We get a really nice screen. We get HDMI functionality, which is really good to see on these. You can easily integrate this into a TV, do soundbar replacements, do all kinds of things to improve your TV audio. You get a lot of inputs on this one. I mean, you get pretty much everything you need on something like this. Coax, HDMI, optical, USB. You get the triggers. We get the XLR. It plays nice with a lot of the other amps. And on this pre-sale, it's priced really well and comes with a lot of other, fun accessories that are kind of neat to play with. Let's take a look at that volume knob, actually, that it comes with, the Volume 20. Okay, here's this little Volume 20. And what's kind of neat about it is you can Bluetooth it to your phone, connect it that way, and it's going to control your volume. You could also go by USB. You could have this connected to your computer for just something you can simply grab, quickly adjust the volume. If we take a look here, I have it set so that the lights only come on if I adjust the volume on it. But any movement here, you'll see my Weem Ultra kind of comes to life, and you can make your volume adjustments. You can also do some track controls with it. Things like double click will change tracks. You can do single clicks for pause, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of neat. You can change the colors on it. Like I said before, I have it set so that after 5 seconds of inactivity, it just turns off the light. But if we take a look at the back here, we can cycle through that. You can go onto a constant light mode or cycling light mode, all kinds of different things. Change lots of different colors you can change to. And then you have your USB here for charging this. And they say something like 15 hours if you have the LEDs on constantly, and something like 500 if you have them off. So the battery life sounds like it'll be pretty good. And then there's simply an on-off switch on the bottom and kind of a little bit of a sticky rubber so it doesn't slide around on your desk. So it's kind of just a little device that you can throw on your desk. You could have it on your desktop. You could have it anywhere really. And it's just a really simple way to change the volume. You can do all kinds of things, track controls, if you don't want to use a remote, or if you just want the novelty of the whole thing. And I think that's kind of what the purpose of it is. I thought it was just a neat little product that they threw in, and I saw there's also a Kickstarter available for this one as well coming. But with this pre-sale, you get this with it, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that you're getting a lot with this sale. The product itself, just the ZD3, it's really pretty good, and it pairs well with a lot of other things. I'm kind of excited about the direction they're going. It's looking really good. It's looking good for everyone. And I'm going to review plenty of budget brands like this. There's some other brands coming, but I'm also obviously still going to review some of the more expensive stuff. I have a lot of great Cambridge audio equipment in that I'm reviewing. I have the Volumio Motivo. I have a lot of fun stuff coming. So stay tuned, because I'm going to have all kinds of stuff from a lot of different brands, and some of it's going to be budget. There's going to be DIY. There's going to be some of the more expensive options. We're going to have streamers, DACs, speaker builds. I have another speaker stand series coming, and that one's going to be fun. And it's going to be a twist on one of the new options out there for speaker stands. So if you guys could please like, subscribe, comment down below. Any of those interactions help out a lot and really help drive my channel up and get it out to a wider audience. And really that just gets in more gear so that I can put out more reviews like this. It's fun for me and you. So let's grow this community together and just see where it goes. See how big we can get this with just this general direction I'm going. And like I said earlier, I got that new studio that I'm building in the basement. So we're going to be changing up how some of these reviews look. It's going to open up some abilities to film these in different ways, review these in different ways. I'm really excited about it. And that'll be coming in the next couple weeks here. Wrapping this one up, I think if you guys take a look at this pre-sale, you're gonna find that you're getting quite a bit for your money here. In fact, when I was making my notes on this one, I didn't really mark anything down that was a con on this one. I like a lot about it. I thought, for one, that the screen was really high quality, and I like how you can read this one from actually far away. I like the inputs. I like that they went with the 9039. They're going to, pretty much one of the newest DAC chips. I have that balanced XLR connection, all the different digital input modes, the trigger, HDMI. There's not so many products that have HDMI, but they're starting to include it more and more, and that's the direction they should go. Op amps, if you guys want to swap those out, we already took a look at that and how that's going to look, and it's pretty simple to do on these, and you have plenty of options you can go with there. And then just the amp pairings. There's so many different amp pairings you can use with something like this, and FOSI has a number of them that pair really well with this one in particular. So I think all in all, this is a really good product, and I'm happy to review it, and I could easily integrate something like this into a system of mine. Thanks for watching today. I really appreciate it. Remember, if you could, please like, subscribe. That truly means a lot to me. I'll talk to you all later. See ya. Okay, like I said, I really wanted to test out the HDMI on this because I thought this could be a really good soundbar replacement. You could use this, use that HDMI. A lot of these products don't have it, so this would be a good budget option with one. But the key is we need it to work for the volume control of the HDMI. The turning on and off the CEC functionality, that's a bit hit or miss depending on your TV pairings. We'll see how that functions. TV's powering up here. Okay, let's try to adjust the volume. And yeah, I'm using the TV remote here, and we are adjusting the FOSI volume.